Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Apex Legends Mobile is dead. Nah, I'm just kidding. But obviously, in today's video, we are going to be talking about Apex Legends Mobile and the concept or the question that's been getting asked a ton of, is Apex Legends Mobile dead? Now, we're going to hop straight into things. Personally, no, I do not think it's dead. The intro was a little bit. Truthfully, I think a game can only really die when pretty much the developers stop caring about the game. Either the developers stop creating updates for the game, they stop creating content, the content becomes really lackluster, it's not what the community wants or needs, and really just the developers of the game become so detached from their game that no matter what updates or content they push out, it's just not going to do anything to either revive the player base or draw in new players. And so in my opinion, Apex Legends Mobile is not that at all. For personal experience, about a week or so ago, I had the privilege of speaking with some of the community managers with Apex Legends Mobile, a part of the ranked team, and I was able to actually personally provide my feedback about the rank system, about the game, and what could be done to make things better. So obviously they care, they're listening, and they by no means are they disconnected from the game, and the content they're making is bad. But in my opinion, there are some really big issues with the game that is making it feel more dead than it is. And so I'm going to discuss that today and sort of how Apex Legends Mobile can do things moving forward to, I guess, help mitigate this feeling of it just kind of feeling dead. Now, firstly, bots. Now, I know bots have been talked about a ton over the last few months ever since Apex Legends Mobile was released, but truthfully, I feel like bots are one of the biggest things that lead to Apex Legends Mobile currently feeling dead. If you play a public match, there's a really good chance you're not even going to have 50% of your lobby filled with real people, and it can kind of give the false impression that there's not enough people playing the game to actually fill the lobbies. And I'm gonna be honest, if that's the case, then the game really is not a good situation. But more likely than not, Apex Legends Mobile just wants to have really short queue times so people can get into the game, get into the action, and not have to wait around. So that's why they introduced bots, is really to just make the queue times shorter. And for ranked, especially, the queue times can reach upwards of 5 to 10 minutes. And so that's why there have been bots in ranked. But not even talking about the gameplay aspect, it just kind of makes it feel a lot more dead when in each lobby you're only gonna have maybe 30 to 45 real players and the other 15 to 30 are just not real. So I think if Apex Legends Mobile were to do some huge revamping with bots, I know recently they've actually made some good steps in ranked of removing some bots, but definitely not all, especially in the higher ranks. There's still a ton of bots present in those lobbies. That would definitely do a great deal in terms of making the game actually feel alive and like there's a ton of players always playing the game. But another big thing that I think is adding to the overall current situation and feeling of the game is there just isn't that many content creators and competitive players left playing the game. When the game first came out, Apex Legends Mobile, it had one of the biggest launches I've ever personally seen in mobile gaming history. You had creators from literally all corners of mobile gaming content, Call of Duty mobile creators, PUBG creators, Supercell creators coming to Apex Mobile, meeting up and making content. And if we look at it now, none of those people are playing. Literally, the only person that I could think of that came from a different game and is still playing is Noah. He came from COD Mobile, he still does COD Mobile, and he does Apex on the side, but everyone else making content that, is making consistent gameplay content, that number in comparison to how many creators there were at the launch is drastically smaller, which then again makes it feel like creators are leaving the game, and competitive players who wanted to try out Apex, they've gone back to their original game, and so there's less competition, and overall a lot of people migrated to Apex, and then a lot of those people just migrated right back to whatever game they were playing. So Apex really was only able to retain a very small percent of the mobile gaming community in terms of competitive players and content creators. And one of the sad things about the current state of gaming and social media is that no matter how good a game is, if people aren't talking about it, if people aren't posting about it, if people aren't sharing their gameplay and their moments online, that game is going to have a really hard time getting a new organic player base that they didn't have to advertise to obtain. And there's games out there right now like Stumble Guys, you guys might have heard of it. It's more popular, literally 4 times as popular worldwide than Apex Legends Mobile is, and it is one of the lowest quality mobile games I've ever seen. So the game itself, Apex Mobile, is a far more superior game than Stumble Guys. But Stumble Guys has people posting about it on TikTok, YouTube, streaming it. And if you look for Apex Mobile content, there just really isn't that big surplus of content that a game really needs to thrive, like COD Mobile, for example, has, or all the Supercell games have. If you look at Apex, I think one of the really big things that is affecting the current overall feeling is just the lack of content people are able to consume on the game right now. Now, there was a clip posted a few days ago by iStream, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch this. This was an ad for Apex Legends Mobile that he saw on YouTube.
My buddy though, he's a total bipolar. And for all you multiplayer fans out there, Apex Legends Mobile is offering brand new mobile exclusive features like Team Deathmatch and mobile only legends. Are you ready? Squad up and drop in.
I mean, yeah, like that ad right there, that is the ad that new players are supposed to be getting shown to download the game. I mean, other ads out there, Call of Duty Mobile, you know, it's guns a-blazing, crazy action going on. It looks intense, it looks fun, and then this ad is just someone talking over cinematics of a Bangalore running around, and they're saying, you guys should download the game. It's fun. So if Apex Mobile is having a problem with players leaving the game, we should really focus on getting new players into the game. And if this is how we're doing it, maybe that's why the game really has stagnated in growth, because there just hasn't been a lot of good marketing around it. There hasn't been a lot of good publicity around it. And so all of these things, I think, affect the general player. Just anyone who's played Apex Mobile can probably relate to at least one of these things and say, yeah, you know what, kind of does affect to the Apex Mobile being dead feeling. And I understand that, but there are a few things as content creators that affect us totally differently than casual players, because I did tweet out yesterday asking if you guys thought Apex Legends Mobile was dead, and I got a lot of really mixed responses on that tweet. I would say most of the replies were saying that the game was either full on dead, or it was a casual player saying they played the game every day and they thought it was fun and they have no problem with it. And one of the main things that I saw in this tweet was that people were just really frustrated and tired of being forced to play trios in a game where the skill gaps of matchmaking are insane. So I think that's another thing, is people are just kind of frustrated. They're not able to play how they want to play. They want to play as a solo, or they want to play as a duo, but instead they're forced to play as a trio and probably get matched up with people who really aren't as good as them, or maybe they're put into lobbies that are way harder than they should be. And I think another good point was brought up here, that the actual respawn multiplayer modes do attract a lot of attention. I know Apex Mobile has been they've been pushing pretty heavy in their advertising about the multiplayer aspects and the ability to, you know, play respawn and these brand new modes. And that's awesome. That's genuinely a really amazing feature about Apex Mobile, is having these unique modes to mobile. The only problem is, as a creator, I can't make content around these modes. These modes are so uber casual that I cannot sit down. The background gameplay for this is TDM because it's nice and casual, but for content, I cannot sit down and make a video about these modes because they're way too bot heavy. They're way too boring, to be honest. They're way too fast for game modes. And so some of the best features of Apex Mobile, we as creators can't post videos about this content. We literally only, as a creator, can post Apex ranked videos right now because pubs are way too boring, way too many bots, like I just said about the multiplayer stuff. And then ranked, we're forced into this hole of being like, if you want to be an Apex Mobile creator, you have to play ranked. And it's really just kind of unfortunate. There are so many other amazing aspects of Apex Mobile that really just can't be properly shared because they're just not fit for YouTube content. And one thing I thought was going to be huge in Apex Mobile, and one thing that is huge in Apex Legends PC, is the skins and how Apex has gone about their skins and releasing them in the store. Apex Mobile has taken a completely different route. They have made nearly every skin in the game only acquirable from some sort of lucky draw, some sort of chance system. And as a creator, I'm not gonna go spend $300 on one of these skins to make a video that people don't care about because they themselves can't get the skin. So this is a creator only problem, but I also think a pretty big problem within the community, that a lot of the cosmetic and additional aspects of the game, that's not just the gameplay, really can't be, you know, flourished and shown to a larger audience because it's just not accessible. So this then leads to less content being uploaded on YouTube, which means less people are watching Apex Mobile, less people are finding out about Apex Mobile, less people are playing Apex Mobile, and it sort of is this feedback loop that has been going on the last few months that makes the game feel more dead than it is. I have no clue how many people actively play Apex Mobile on a daily or weekly basis. I have to assume it's in the millions. I still think there is an incredibly large player base out there. I just think Apex has done not the best job of harnessing it and making a community out of it, because pretty much everything I've mentioned in this video just kind of detracts from the overall community experience. It feels like a very solo experience now. It feels like you're by yourself when you're playing the game, and you're not able to really connect with others and share that experience, because maybe you're a huge multiplayer fan, but none of the creators you watch play multiplayer, so then you're left not having anyone to watch Apex, and you kind of see the negative feedback loop. So once again, Apex Mobile is not dead. The game is not dead. It has a long way to go before I can classify it as a dead game, but I do think there are still things outside of just the gameplay. The gameplay is amazing. Apex Mobile is the best BR. Apex Mobile is by hands down the best battle royale game right now on mobile. I just think the other little things that add on to it to give it that overall gameplay community feeling just really aren't present now, and hopefully that stuff will come soon, because if not, once again, kind of time is running out for them with these other, you know, big mobile games coming out very, very soon. So listen, I'm still gonna play Apex. I'm just a little burnt out of ranked. That's all I've been doing for the last 3 months. I'm kind of bored of it, so I'll get back to content on the game very, very soon. But until then, let me know what you guys think of Apex Mobile being dead in the comment section below, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.